Our goal for organizing this was to have kind of just a center, a fair of creative thought, something where people could come and table with various things that they did on a DIY, do-it-yourself level. Our goal was to find a space where we would be welcome, where we could do it for free, not have to charge people for the tables or for admission, because we don't feel like that's in the spirit of what we're doing. All the tablers did not have to pay for their tables. It doesn't cost anything to get in, and we're just trying to do it in a fun spirit, of doing things yourself and not having to rely on corporations and mainstream opinion to get things done.
If you can do it all yourself, and like this whole Zine Fair shows that you really can, so there's no reason that you'd have to go do something and like use corporations and spend lots of money and buy into the whole system when you can just put things out yourself and educate people that way.
Why we choose to publish independently is we all started off punk rock. I believe in DIY ethics, do it yourself, as well as it's more rewarding when you actually put something through yourself and it comes from you and you do all the work for it. And also we don't believe in capitalism, and so hence we aren't really wanting to work with anything that is like a big capitalist conglomerate.
I'm my own boss, so my own deadlines, my own staff, so I like it better.
My name is Darby, and my zine that I was making for today, for the Zine Fair, that I was very excited about, is called I Am a Failure. And I'll read you like an example of some of the source material I was going to use. Dear Darby, thank you for sending us your resume and for applying for the Quest for Peace position. We have reviewed your application carefully and found that you are not qualified for the position. The many talents you exhibited in your resume are impressive, and we wish you success in your job search. And so it just kind of shows that I failed to get a job, and I'm failing in this society to fulfill this role. And not only did I fail by society's standards, I failed by my own because I didn't put the zine out in time.
A lot of things that I've done is printed direct transcripts of interviews with musicians and artists and things. That really, I think, gives a really good view of the artist that you don't get from other sources, where it's an article that's about that person, that's interpreting that person's work or that person's ideas, rather than being that person's own voice telling you about their ideas and things.
I can do whatever I want. I can lord my egomaniacal mind frame over this. I don't have to have, I have input from other people, but in the end, it's, I don't have to answer to anybody. This is me. I can do it, and if people like it, then it's sort of validation of all of my hard work and my hours in front of a copying machine, and the even more hours in front of my 4-track.
I'm not an anarchist. I'm not a part of the scene. I'm not indie. I'm not punk. I'm just like the idea of writing a zine and the power of cut and paste words.
I choose to publish independently for one thing just because it's an outlet. It's a really complete outlet for my writing, for publishing, for visuals, for everything I'd want to put in it without a lot of restrictions that you might get writing for a publication that's centralized, that's got like another authority behind it. And also I feel like that's like sort of a way of the future for getting messages out, whereas a lot of things like protests are really stereotyped and held down to a certain just preconceived notion. Independent publishing, you can get to a lot of people, and you can affect a lot of people without a stereotype that's attached to other forms of media.
A lot of real creativity gets squashed that way if it doesn't fit into what society says is appropriate or whatever. And by doing things yourself, you can get so much more accomplished, and you can reach a lot more people, and you can set the terms on your own. You can set your own prices. You can do what you want to do. You can do whatever you want to do, write about whatever you want, not have to worry about people editing you or telling you this isn't appropriate for public consumption.
We are is a live zine. Here at the Zine Fair, there's all these different zines, which are one-way communication, which somebody communicates through words to somebody else. But what we think that the most important communication is two-way communication. Two people talking to each other, sharing ideas, learning from each other. So when I'm talking to somebody, not only do I learn from what they're saying, but they also learn about themselves, about what they're thinking from the questions that I ask them.
Why do you choose to publish independently?
I mean, I couldn't imagine doing it any other way. It just, you get to like talk to the people face to face, and you get to do correspondence, and you meet a lot of great people, you know, writing your own stuff, trading, selling at shows, and it's a great way to meet people, I think.
You're working for other people who have the same principles, same ethics. Instead of trying to join the corporate media and reforming it from within, you're more like creating an alternative. Been doing this for a long time, trying to provide an alternative to the corporate media, the media monopoly. It's pretty encouraging. I think we're all doing a very good job these days.
Most of us are anarchists, and some of us are more militant anarchists than others, and most of us are labeled terrorists when we take to the street and all that sort of thing. So it's good to get our literature out there and explain why people take to the streets, why there's such thing as a black bloc, why all these things happen.
If you put something out yourself, then nothing is going to be, I mean, it's going to be yours, it's going to be your words, no one's going to change your words, no one's going to edit what you say, no one's going to be able to turn what you say against you, because like, it comes from you and you put your heart into something.